So it's always a good idea to kind of have a good idea of, it's always a good idea. It's always nice to have the more, good thing I can edit all of this out. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be taking you with me to an audition. So I've prepared my top 5 tips and tricks for things that I like to do when it comes to going to an audition, getting prepared, and being there in the room. So we'll start with number 1. The number 1 piece of advice that I would give is look like yourself. So regardless of the character, if you're going to read for a businesswoman, a police officer, a stripper, all of those things are great. It's not your responsibility to those crows. It's not your, can you hear the crows? Can you guys hear them? Okay. It's not your responsibility to make yourself really look like that. It's great to give casting an idea of what that would look like. For example, if it's a police officer, maybe wearing something navy blue or black versus a stripper, maybe like, you know, something a little more revealing. But the worst thing you can do is go in there with too much makeup on or a really elaborate outfit, and it takes away from what you're doing. All they're doing is staring at your like fishnet shirt, or next time you say you get a callback and you wore a lot of makeup in the first audition and you come in with not as much, and they're like, whoa, that looks like not the same person at all. So I would say the number 1 thing is look like yourself and be comfortable with whatever you're wearing. Number 2, be early and make sure that you have enough time. So 15 minutes is kind of the standard for how early you should get there, 15 minutes early, but even earlier if that's what's gonna make you comfortable. Get there, get in the room, play music, do whatever you have to do. The worst thing you can do is be running late for an audition and you don't know where you are, you've never been to this building before, you're trying to find the room, you're sweating, you're uncomfortable, you're already nervous, and that's just amping up all of those feelings. So you don't wanna rush, get off a bus, run down the street, get to the place, walk in the door, and they say, okay, we're ready for you, and you're just completely discombobulated. So, is that a word? Is that a real word? Okay. So you don't want, like, that's the worst case scenario. Give yourself enough time so that you can get there, get in your space, do what you need to do, so when you are called into the room, you're totally ready. Number 3, be prepared and do your research. So this does not necessarily mean memorize your lines. And I know that's not a typical thing to hear, but lines are important. You do need to have a general idea of what's happening in the scene and what the lines are. But if you drop a line, it's not the end of the world. I guarantee casting isn't gonna say, oh, she was really great, she looked great, she had everything that we liked, but she screwed up that first line. So all of the roles that I've ever booked, I've screwed up the lines in my first audition. It's not a big deal. What's more important is that you have a good understanding of the character, you have a good understanding of what's happening in that scene, and a good understanding of the relationship between the other person that you're playing with in the scene. So the more knowledge you have, the better. Which brings me to step number 4. Be prepared when you get in the room to throw everything that you've practiced out the window. The worst thing that an actor can do is walk into the room and have a cemented idea of what they're gonna do, how they're gonna say it, all of their pausing and all of the beats that they're gonna take and when they're gonna give that dramatic look to the camera. And then the casting director says, yeah, I want you to try it like you're really angry. and you've never practiced it like that in your life. And you have no idea how you're gonna, and that's when people drop lines, that's when people get confused, because if you're not versatile and if you can't take direction from that casting director, then you're dead in the water. So be prepared to walk in, be present, make a connection with the reader. That's really important. Even if they're not a great actor, make a connection with them. Be able to have a real conversation. Let their lines affect you. That's something that you can't prepare for at home or when you're reading with someone else. You can't prepare for the adrenaline, for how it's going to feel when you're actually in the room. So that's when you let go of all of that work that you've done, of all of the ways that you've rehearsed it, and just be there in the room. And step number 5, which is super cheesy and is said all the time but is so true, have fun. If you're not having fun, then you really shouldn't be doing it, because it is such a tough industry to be in. So if you're not getting joy out of those moments when you're in the room with casting, working and flexing the muscle, then maybe find something else to do. The best feeling in the world is booking the part, but the second best, even if you don't book it, is knowing that you made a really good impression in that room, and that casting director will probably call you back. So just go in there, have a good time. If you at any point during your audition are thinking, like, this is really scary, this isn't fun, like, just take a beat, remember why you're doing it, take a deep breath, and try and make light of it, because at the end of the day, they want somebody that's fun to work with. So show them that that's what you can do. Anyways, those are my top 5 tips, and now I will take you guys with me on my audition. Okay. Now I'm ready. Getting ready for my taping for my audition, and so I'm going to do my makeup, and then we will get on the road. So like I had said in the earlier clip, a big thing is just kind of looking like yourself. So I'm gonna do some simple concealer. Obviously I want to look like myself, but the best version of myself. Anyways. Real simple. The likeness is uncanny. Anyway. Hey you guys, so I keep wanting to like show you outfits, but my room is so messy and it's so gross. But I'm doing it for the vlog. Okay. So I'm just wearing this is like, I don't even know where I got this. I got this a long time ago. But one of the main things that I try to do when I'm dressing for an audition is pick a color that's really complimentary to you and nothing that stands out. So what's really important is that you're not wearing like crazy patterns. You want to stay away from black and white because they don't really look good. So this is the shirt, high-waisted. These are just like American Apparel jeans. These shoes are my favorite, like cool. Last thing, just throwing on a jean jacket. I don't know how cold it is, but I think it might rain. So, yeah. Thrift store. To my audition, trying not to get my mic all crazy. Anyway, it's such a great area. Like, I messed up. I looked at the transit directions and I thought it was super easy to get to. I thought that it was, I do not like vlogging in public, whoa. Anyway, I thought that it was really easy, and so I didn't even look at the details. I was like, oh, that's one SkyTrain, that's nothing. Let's just say it wasn't one SkyTrain, it was a SkyTrain and then a 20-minute bus ride and then a 10-minute walk. And I found this all out as I was exiting the SkyTrain, expecting it to be around the corner, and then I checked my maps again and it was you need to catch a bus, girl. You need to catch a bus. So anyway, regardless, I am almost there and I'm seeing some what looks like businesses. So that's a good sign because, when it's somebody's house. Anyways, I'll check in with you guys in a bit. Obviously I'm not going to bring you in there, I don't think, but I will get back to you after and let you know how the taping goes. Hey guys, I just finished my taping and it actually went really well. What was the best part of it was the guy who taped it. This is Shoreline Studios in Vancouver. He was so cool, so relaxed, so chill, which makes a huge difference for me. He was so nice and so professional. I've had, and I'm sure a lot of other actors can attest to this, self-tapes where the person just doesn't know really how to use their equipment, or they take a long time setting up the technical end of it, and then you're like, I'm getting winded walking up this hill. Wow. Sorry, I had to end for a second, but anyways, it went really well and I really enjoyed working with this guy, and it was professional and it was fun and we joked around and he got me feeling really comfortable, which is a big deal. So now I'm walking down Commercial Drive in Vancouver to show y'all. Busy street, so I'm probably gonna put this away, but having fun, hanging out. I'm gonna grab coffee. Train station and I'm headed home. Yeah, I'll go home before the gym. Anyway, sorry, my last couple of clips were really disjointed. I was trying to say, what I wanted to say was that I had a really good experience shooting this self-tape. I went to Shoreline Studios and filmed with Mike, so if you want to do that, do that. If you're looking for a great, affordable and professional self-tape dude. So anyway, it's really good. It's hot in here. Whew. I had a really great experience and I really enjoyed it. And yeah, so now I've thrown out my sides. This is another thing that I always do. And you'll hear a lot of actors do this. It's kind of a mental thing because you can't perseverate on a script or on a role and be like, am I going to get it? Am I going to get it? And think about it I'm going to try my very best to absolutely forget about this. Because chances are I'm probably not going to hear anything. And so there's no point in being disappointed or whatever. So I threw out the sides and I, get on with my life and work on doing my videos and that kind of thing. So you've got to find something that kind of helps distract you and keep you sane.